talking about using Prismacolor color pencils. These are not required for the class. They are something that you need for the high school art class. So if you bought them now, you could save them and use them when you go to high school. If you're really interested in art, then I highly recommend the Prismacolor colored pencil. It blends together well like a paint and helps you achieve very realistic looking artwork. So again, if you're really interested in art, then I highly recommend these. You really don't need the pack of 100 or, I don't know what they come in, like a 48. The simple 24 or 36 goes a long way. Because they blend together, you can achieve a lot of colors with a few colored pencils. So if you look here, this is an example of what I've done with the Prismacolors versus using the Crayola. I'm doing the same thing where I'm blending colors that are adjacent on the color wheel and trying to go back and forth with the color. This just has more of a smooth paint-like quality as opposed to what I'm able to achieve with a Crayola colored pencil. And if you look here, I'm using the same kind of blending techniques where I'm pressing really hard with the pencil and then I'm lightening it up. The difference is that with the Prismacolor, when I lighten them up and I go back and forth with each other, I can push hard on the pencil and they actually blend together like a paint. They make a smooth, seamless transition as opposed to what you're able to achieve by blending back and forth with the Crayola. So it creates this versus this. One of the pencils that's the most important when you're using Prismacolor is the white. The white really helps you create those bright highlight areas. So if I'm using this, okay, and I'm trying to blend to create this highlight here, which I also probably need to grab a darker shade for my shadow. You can buy the pencils just individually. So I actually used to buy a lot of whites when I was in high school because that was one of the ones that I ran out of the most. So you can actually purchase, if you go to Michael's, they have the individual pencils that you can purchase. So see how when I use the white for the highlight, it creates this very smooth type finish on there. So I started this one with the, oh no, that's not it. I started this one with Prismacolor. You can see how it's blended really well together. Again, using that photographic reference to try to achieve realistic colors. Using lots of different colors helps it look more realistic. I find it's better to over-exaggerate the colors that are in the picture. So for example, some of these yellows and blues might not have been things that you included. You might have just picked up the greens, but there is a little subtle yellow and blue in the photograph that I have on the slide. So I'm over-exaggerating those colors to achieve this realistic effect. And there's examples in the slide from some of those artists off of Instagram, those pictures that actually look like photographs. Those are done with an artist-grade colored pencil, and that's how they were able to achieve that and make it look so realistic. So again, these aren't required, but if you are interested in art, then I highly recommend using something like the Prismacolor just because they are really cool and they're super fun to work with.